Folks, we got a great episode coming up with my pals Ricky and Giulio. But we want to let you know, of course, we've been doing this thing where we're using our podcast to actually promote the dates we do. Novel concept, almost 2 years in for us to consider. But I am coming to the UK and Ireland. September 6th, I'll be in London. September and 7th now. We've added a show at the O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire in London. Dublin, I will be there on Friday, September 12th. Manchester, September 13th. Glasgow, we've added a late show. So September 14th, Sunday, we'll do an early show and a late show. And then stateside, we're coming to Memphis, November 6th. Huntsville, November 7th. Chattanooga on the 8th. Knoxville, November 9th. Asheville, November 10th. Greensboro on the 12th. Wilmington, the 14th. And Myrtle Beach, the 16th. And then, of course, we have shows in Austin on November 22nd and Boston at the Wilbur on December 13th. So we hope to see you there. And now, let's start the freaking show. Opa! Welcome, everybody, to Stavvy's World. 904-800-STAV. Call in. We'll solve all your problems. On the couch, got two of our pals, Ricky Velez, Giulio Gallarotti.
What up?
How we do? Giulio returning, freed from the shackles of Patreon, breathing fresh YouTube air, breathing fresh Apple podcast. And,
dude, the last time I did this was like probably one of the worst days of my life.
Wait, what happened?
I got unbelievably high.
I remember that.
Dude,
that was awesome.
He texted me. He's like, "Stav got me so high, and now I have to do the podcast."
You know what's funny? We just did Kush Brothers for the first time in a while because I had taken some time off, and we got so smacked like this. Everyone was high. Like I don't even know if it was listenable, but and we were like, damn. And then we were like, wait, who got so high they stopped talking? And then we're like, all right, Giulio. You were just sitting there like scared.
Dude, I was so scared. JP was bugging me out for some reason.
Why'd you agree to do it?
Because I'm I'm just trying to like get my shit to pop off, bro. You know?
Damn, dude, I wouldn't have made you smoke weed. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, bro. I've smoked tons of weed in my life. I don't know. I just got really fucking high.
Smoke.
Yeah, we can turn this into Kush Brothers.
I got really
that
high.
was so
funny.
I know,
so
dude.
funny.
We got so high, dude. We were just because there's evil weed out there, man. There's evil weed that's ready to just completely destroy you. Well, how was the rest of your day, man? After that, were you able?
It was bad, dude.
Yeah.
It was bad. I got really, really, really deeply high and thought terrible things, and then took them with me into sobriety.
Yeah. Oh no! We just fucking made you plunge.
Just a full spiral of a week.
In every possible way, dude. Like, it was wild. Like, in the moment, like, about my life, about, like, my pants, too, were, like, riding up weird, and I was like, is my cock just, like, front and center on the show now? I'm like, it's a complete nightmare.
You see what we do for your entertainment? You see what I do to my friends so you can wash dishes happier? Oh, that's so fucking funny, dude.
Amazing.
Anything we can do? Can we cure you? Were there any worries that we can kind of talk through now? Have you kept them
dude.
up?
I'm back,
You're
baby.
Good. You're
I'm
back.
back.
Yeah.
Back, you know? So anyway.
You're not a big
love
smoker, so
I try, like, I was the guy who smoked because everyone else was, and, like, hated it every time but kept doing it for, like, 10 years.
Yeah, I feel like when we first met, you did smoke.
All the
like,
time.
Everyone smoked. It was a big, that was probably when me and Elders were in our big weed smoking days. The first couple years of this apartment, the first like 4 years of this apartment. And that's when we met back at, that's when we all met.
Way back,
probably,
yeah.
Way back in the day at the old stand.
Yep.
Which is now It is hilarious to be like, to get here to have some New York memories, and other people's are like, oh, we saw so many, I remember that loft the artists were in. It's like, oh, we did like shitty Sunday spots at a building that is now a high-rise condo. Like we have there's no like romance to any of our New York like memories. It's like it's all just dog shit.
Turned over.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
I think that's the romance of New York at this point.
Yeah.
Just being ready for new.
Yeah. But I would like it for it not to every single time be like the shittiest glass condo you've ever seen in your life. For just like just Murray Hill expanding.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's unfortunately what it feels like on that side of town. On like like the east side, it's like it really is just kind of blending into that shit. You grew up here though. You grew up in New York.
Yeah, I'm a lifer, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it anymore. I used to be hype about it, like New York, and
You
now
want to
it's
get
just
out,
like,
bro?
I don't know if I want to get out, but I want something to change.
Okay.
I like
That's a
something
really
needs to
not
give.
helpful attitude.
Like, so listen to it. Like I grew up in Queens, but I grew up in Queens Village. So last stop F train plus a bus.
Love that.
All right.
Yeah.
I worked so hard to move into the city, and then the city turned into the hood. And like after COVID, like I had to like kind of like deal with a lot more shit than I ever wanted to. If I came back to Queens, it would be wild. It would be really wild.
Come back as a conquering hero.
Dude, move right next door to a cop. Move into Bayside or Whitestone or something. I just like, I don't know. I don't want to raise a Queens kid.
You want to raise a Manhattan kid?
Just a kid just
you know what a
running
piece
around
of shit
on
that's
it.
going to be?
Dude,
Sorry, no
he's
disrespect.
he's doing
You're
well.
already like a few
He's
years
doing
in,
well.
so I don't want to. He's a cute kid and
a great
everything,
kid,
but
dude. He's a great
the odds
kid.
are stacked against that. Like, look at like a good friend of the show, Sam Morrill. He calls his super to hang pictures. Do you understand that? Do you understand? That's who you're raising, bro.
No, it's really funny. Want to hear something funny? I heard this the other day, and I love this. Sam Morril goes to the same like exercise trainer as like all the moms at my kid's school. Like he
That's your
always,
son's future, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Like, if you raise a kid in Manhattan, he's gonna not be able to drive. He's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna be scared of parking lots.
I don't drive anymore. I gave up my license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A moment of like a sacrifice.
Just I knew
to
if I got in a car accident, someone was going to be like, "Oh well, he's always stoned," and I'm going to get sued or something.
Okay.
So I was like, "Yeah, this is over."
And you were like, you weren't like, maybe let me think about reducing my weed intake to the point where it's not a constant fear of getting caught doing something wrong. You're like, I will give up driving. Like driving or weed. It's like, well, I mean, it's not going to be
I also
weed.
had to renew in like the first 3 weeks of COVID, and I was not going to the DMV.
Okay. All right, fair.
He's a very high functioning smoker, though.
Yeah.
I always like am impressed. Like the most challenging task, he's like, I think weed would help me here.
Well, I kind of
amazing.
agree in that there is an adventure. I got to the point where I was like so depressed that I didn't want to just do like. Well, I'm not like this, but I would get in a zone where I was like, I don't want to do it sober because it sucks. I want to like, if I get so high, it's a challenge to even like go to the grocery store. I feel like I've accomplished something. You know what I mean? Like if you get so debilitatingly fucked up that you're like, all right, I can go buy ice cream. You know what I mean? Like you have to be like, I can go to the grocery
game
store.
plan.
Yeah. You have to be like, all right, it's gonna take me 40 minutes to get dressed. You know, like put on a podcast to like tie your shoes. Like I would get that high so that I would just so it would make a task like that could take 4 hours. When you're like depressed, you just want to like. You're not depressed enough to kill yourself, but you'd like to get closer to death. So you're like, how much juice can I get out of one activity? Can this day move? Can I move my life forward one day without really feeling it? You know, and that's how I would look. Yeah. It's a real coward's way to go about like self-harm. It's like I don't want to end my life, but I want to steal one day of my life for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do that plenty.
Yeah.
I do that plenty. That's fine.
I think that's fine. I'm good now.
It makes me more creative for sure.
Yeah.
But then
I don't know if it does either. I'm kind of maybe you. For me, I think it. I don't know if it makes me more creative. I think I'm just dumb as hell and like I watch movies, dude. I would watch movies and forget I saw what I saw.
Oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, that's being high.
I would throw in a movie
like,
4 times in a row, and the 4th time be like, "Wait, I've seen this," like that kind of shit. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm a drinker for sure, dude. Like every drug makes me hate myself. Like when I drink, like it gives me confidence in this way that's not like it makes me break out of my shell. Like I feel like fairly well adjusted socially.
Yeah.
I just like myself more. Like I can drink alone.
Interesting.
Bro,
he drinks alone.
I like how
the
like
best time.
but I have a good relationship
ever,
with it.
dude.
Like
how uncomfortable you were with me describing how I smoke weed. I feel the exact same way with what you're saying right now. It makes me like myself, I'll drink it
How about
alone.
he gets stoned, he gets stoned, you get drunk.
Yeah.
We watch you both crumble.
Honestly, yeah. For
Dude,
real.
yeah, I look at the TV and I see my reflection in the TV and I'll just be like, you're the fucking man, dude.
The first big trip he took
To Africa.
to Africa,
Yeah.
we were shit faced in Rochester, and
Yeah.
he booked tickets to Africa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasted, woke up, I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna, like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna go. It was
Right.
like, is this sketch or whatever? Like,
He also banged a girl that looked like Little Yachty that
Dude.
night.
dude, I told this story the other day. I was like, I think, dude, it was on Anus. On Nick
really?
and KB's
Yes,
pod, which
yes,
you
yes.
just did, right?
Yes.
Anyway, I was
I
like,
like
dude,
those
Ricky
guys.
keeps telling me that I banged a girl who looks like Lil Yachty.
She had the beads.
She had the
dude.
beads.
Yeah.
Beads
Yeah,
isn't
bro.
necessarily bad. If she
Bro.
did, you know, I don't mind the beads. The mustache would be more the
I
problem
mean,
for me.
the beads hitting each other while you banged her had to be hilarious.
That sounds cool.
It was
I
a great
like that.
experience, dude. And, and it was a full-on sloppy second situation.
Love
She's
that.
like, I'm gonna try with the headliner.
Wow, really?
And it was very clear. And then she looked at me. She was like, "Yeah, I guess this will be good."
Where were you? Comedy at the Carlson?
I believe it's exactly
we
right.
were. We absolutely were there. That's a big empty room.
Dude, by the way,
I know that place.
One
absolutely.
of the 12 people at the
Yeah.
show got banged.
dude, Lil Sass said one of the funniest things I've heard about that place. I was like, "How many places did that seat?" He goes, "I think 200, but it seems like it seats 4,000."
Yeah.
I was like,
It is
"That's so
insane.
true."
Yeah.
That place
It's a
is
giant
nuts,
room.
man.
Giant.
I know. I do weirdly like Rochester though.
Man,
You know?
that's like the only place I've almost gotten arrested. He was
Really?
yeah, they
The
really
same
just didn't
trip?
like me. Same trip.
Dude, I can
Same
fully
trip.
corroborate this
Yo,
story.
they like
It was
tried. They
insane.
tried to plant coke on me and shit. Like it was
Really?
wild, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They just didn't like.
Where
they-
was this? Like, were you guys were out and about, or?
Dude, okay. And correct me if this is wrong.
This is
I vividly
before or
remember
after you
this. I'd
fucked-
love to hear. So we get
This is the day before or after you fucked the little Yachty?
this was the day
Day after.
the morning before.
Oh, okay.
right?
Morning
I think-
after, yeah.
I thought it was
Morning after.
before.
Maybe she could have
Because
came
it
to
was
both
Saturday.
shows.
Yeah, so
she might have came all
Friday-
weekend.
Bro, this is what happened. He leaves weed out in the room. We're sharing a room, okay?
It's
We
an
don't,
ounce. It's a good
we
amount.
don't do drugs beyond
in
that.
a hotel.
I don't do drugs
Yeah,
beyond
in a
that.
hotel. No one was smoking in the room. And apparently, like,
Leaving it, by the way, you put it in the drawer, man. They
Dude,
give you
so I
so
was
many
late to radio. I
drawers.
was late to radio, so I
Yeah.
just made that like jump up. I didn't even have a shirt underneath my jacket.
Yeah, I see.
I didn't have a shirt.
It's
best
what-
part of the story, because the guy's like, we heard there was cocaine in your room, and we're both like, what? Ricky's trying to argue there's no cocaine in the room while he's wearing a jacket with no shirt. The odds were against us.
So this is after
The
radio.
maid took
Yeah.
pictures in my room, brought it down. I think she thought she was, but like, dude, I'm
What?
not kidding.
It was wild.
There was no coke to the point, like,
Dude,
my-
a maid taking pictures.
I know what.
That's
a
breaking the code.
snitch.
It was crazy. It was
How
crazy.
dare you? I thought the Marriott, I thought the Spring Hill Suites were a safe place.
Apparently not.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that's so fucked up, dude.
was
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So-
I feel like I've left out a lot of crazy shit. Hotel maids must see insane spreads of stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But bro, no cocaine, nothing. And then they started trying to say shit, and I had at this point they let me back into my room, and the weed was still out and everything, and they were bringing the cops now. So I just put the weed into the ceiling.
Oh wow!
And
But it
I
had
qu-
been already photographed.
Yeah, but at the same time, find it now, dude. Like, what are you talking about? We're not gonna fucking play this game. Like, you don't have a fucking search warrant. Get this fucking maid out of my
yeah,
room.
yeah.
Get this
Yeah, that's
manager.
true.
Fuck.
Yeah,
and I just
yeah.
started screaming, and I actually called my agent, and to this day, I still don't know what he said.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure the Rochester police get to sit up front during Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like some deal was made that
yeah.
day, and then my agency had like a talk to me about coke, and I was like, "That's not my thing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not my." It was so
Yeah,
annoying.
that is annoying.
Yeah. So I've
Holy
never
shit.
been back since.
Yeah.
yeah,
That'll
is
show 'em,
crazy.
dude. Fuck
yeah.
Rochester.
No, I'm good on that
Yeah.
one.
You know, just the sort of legacy of a drug problem hanging over a place.
Right.
It felt like that.
But they
Yeah.
told us there's like so many problems with like fentanyl and whatnot that they were so serious about all drugs in that town. And I was like,
weed,
come on,
man.
dude.
Also, Who the fuck is this snitch maid?
You want to hear? That's not the first snitch maid I've had.
Really?
Yo, bro. I got banned from the Four Seasons for a second.
Okay, what'd you do, man?
The week before my special, I was like one of the first specials that test was after COVID.
Okay.
So we had to I had to come back and test for everything before. So I had to, and there was a hurricane hitting New York. So they're like, yo, you might not get in time to test. So you have to leave Atlanta. And I was doing the Laughing Skull. I was taking care of myself, so I wanted to stay in a nice hotel, stay in the Four Seasons, go into my special, have a great time.
Yeah.
I fucking go ahead and I leave. I have to leave early now, so I have the room for 2-3 more days. I leave a note of the ounce I had, being like, hey, I had to leave town early. This is good weed. Here's a tip. Here's some weed. Bro.
You tried to tip her with weed?
$1,200 incidental fee. $1,200 the week
That's
of my
what you get for being a good Samaritan.
Yo, dude. So I wrote back. What are you talking about? Like, that was CBD. It's not against the law in Atlanta to smoke CBD. That's CBD, and they're like, that's fine, but you're banned from the four. And you know what?
That's crazy.
Then I was on a tour that was sponsored by the Seasons, so I'm back. I'm back and behaving. I'm back and behaving.
You're back. No, not trying to tip maids with drugs. No. I do love that it's like the story was like, yeah, I had a snitch maid, which was you being like, this is the illegal substance I'm leaving you. It's very high quality. Enjoy. It's like
I just thought people in Atlanta were cooler, dude. Have you been to dinner in Atlanta?
I like Atlanta. I do love Atlanta.
Fun.
I think where you fucked up was you should have fucking dude, give it to the host. You make his year. You know what I mean?
I messed up.
Yeah,
I messed up.
all right.
I stopped giving up free drugs.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
It's more of a...
I do love that though, because I often, like, on the road will get a ton of drugs or whatever, and when you fly back, you can't. So when you give it to like an opener or like, you know, maybe let's say you've made a friend, a little Yachty style friend, you know what I mean? Like, there are benefits to hooking up with a comedian right before they have to go on a flight with a lot of drugs. It's like, I've given girls a lot, like, thousands of dollars of weed and mushrooms because I'm like, I just gotta, you know, and that's like a fun little. So if you're trying, listen, if you want to, if you're thinking about having sex with me, try and plan it when I have a long flight coming up. Yeah, because you might might also get some weed out of it. You might get some mushrooms. Some pills are actually pretty easy to fly with, so you won't get any of those. But you know,
I never fly out with it out of the South. Everything stays. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm one of those too. Yeah, everything must go. You ever take the bag from the airport?
What do you mean?
You know, in Colorado, when you land, there's a dispose your shit. Yeah. Just fucking open up that thing and take the bag.
Oh, that's smart.
Now you just got a handful of drugs. That is for free.
Awesome. They should, just put your hand in there and just
take the bag.
The whole bag.
Just take the bag.
The plastic bag?
Yes.
Interesting. That is a good move. Yeah. Yeah, you should do that when you come into Denver. You know what I mean? Where it's like, that's like the like little. That's smart, dude. Elders, make a note,
dude. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Although I think we probably shouldn't. I think I might only smoke weed on tour, weirdly, because it's like when I'm back here, because we smoked weed, we got so high, and it really ruined a couple days of my life. Like I got way too high, and it was one of those like keef infused.
Oh god,
like
dude.
That's too much, man.
It was too much, and I know that.
The dog walkers are where you got to sit,
I like dog
man.
walkers too. I do. We were definitely using those a bunch, but I think I have to stop in my day, at least for right now, because I'm also trying to be less fat, and it really triggered like I got high as shit, and I don't have anything that bad in here, but I'm making fat concoctions. You know what I mean?
And dude, the like you get high and you have like a high binge eating session, and it permanently adjusts your appetite.
Yeah.
So now you just have a big ass stomach, and you can eat so much more.
And I also like believe if I put like lettuce and tomato on it, I'm cool.
Yeah. Oh, the classic, dude. For years, my move when I was being healthy was buffalo wings and then a salad. It wasn't not buffalo wings. It was like it was like a salad with a little girl, like me and Bobby Kelly. That was fat delusion. Oh, you should some fucking room service and like after show bills. There were some disgusting things being ordered when I was first opening for Bobby, because I was so poor and he just wanted someone to like be codependent with him, and there was a couple years where it was It lined up so beautifully. It's like
It's like two alcoholics meeting
dude.
up.
Like if
Fatting
Sounds like
together.
Norm and Artie.
dude, for real, if you were able, if there was like a one of those Black Mirror like simulation, like I would take a vacation. I would use one of my vacations to go on one of those meals with Bobby again. You know what I mean? Like we stopped at a random place and got dim sum, and it was like no one else is there, and like there were like 8 attendants. Like we ordered so much fucking food, it was incredible. It was like they almost like opened the restaurant. I feel like they were closed, and they saw 2 incredibly fat guys coming out of a rental car, and they were like, all right, so I know I told you you get a lunch break, but get back in there. Let's get the broilers. It was literally empty except for us, and they gave us a full. And he must have spent hundreds of dollars. Like, you know, it was like a $500 like dim sum meal probably.
Hell yeah.
It was good stuff, man. Those vices are beautiful. But yes, it has completely reset me. I was shitting all day yesterday. I'm Pepto'd up. Pepto was a big. We should try and get sponsored by Pepto next tour because we were guzzling Pepto, dude. It really fucked, you know. Oh, baby, summertime is in full swing here. July. Time to kick back. Enjoy yourself. Have some delicious beverages. And there's no beverage more delicious or more refreshing for my money than an ice cold twisted tea. That's right. Brewed with real iced tea and 5% alcohol. Tastes like real iced tea because it's brewed with real tea. No bullshit. No weird chemical-y bullshit. It's actual tea. Nice little kick. 5%. Perfect. You don't need nothing more than that. You know what I mean? Just have a good time at the picnic. Don't make a fool of yourself. Very refreshing, full flavor. They got raspberry, peach. They got a half and half situation. Goes down smooth. No carbonation. You know how much I hate when carbonation gets in the way of me chugging a delicious bevy at the beach, at the park. You know what I'm saying? I did a whole year of sobriety, and one of the hardest things I had doing that for health reasons, one of the hardest things for weight reasons, not having an ice cold twisted tea. I've been sucking them down on my balcony this summer, and I hope you'll suck them down and suck them off with me. That's right, twisted tea, folks. Grab a refreshing twisted tea today, and remember, keep it twisted.
Are you drinking too?
I had not been drinking for a while. I drank for the first time like a week ago, and I liked it. And I did have that old like, oh, this is pretty fun. But then it's like the same as weed. Plus you eat plus alcohol fucks your stomach up. So it was like I'm kind of going on 2 different. I had basically a day of alcohol and snacks diarrhea, and then I was getting over it, and then I got high, and then I got like so I'm just riding a diarrhea wave for the last like 4 or 5 days, and I'm really trying to stabilize right now, dude. Like I haven't had anything to eat today except I had Pepto for breakfast, and so you know, I don't know what I'll even have. Maybe I'll have like a plain bagel later just to kind of feed it a little.
I was thinking some prosciutto today.
Some prosciutto.
Just, yeah.
It's nice, dude. I love prosciutto.
It's just it feels not as bad as it is.
I don't think it's that bad.
I think it's filled with salt.
Oh yeah, I mean that, but come on, it's not it's not no big deal. Salt, I don't even consider, dude. Salt doesn't. I'm years away from thinking about salt, dude. I'm just trying to not eat 8,000 calories a day. My shit is salty as fuck. I meal prep and it's pretty. I do a couple, but like the salt is everything's being hit with salt. Vegetables, dude. I'm basically like eating preserved vegetables. You know what I mean? Like the amount of like salt on asparagus and shit.
What's the longest you go being a good boy?
I'm on a pretty good streak, actually. We did, even on tour.
You just said you've been shitting for 2 days.
This isn't that bad, dude. This is contained. And then come back. Like if I lose it this weekend, then we're in trouble. But I think I can stabilize. I think, I'm going back to Baltimore. I'm going to visit my family for a little bit. Okay. I hate my kitchen in this shitty apartment. I'm literally going to cook and take it to, like, I literally have a system where I cook in Baltimore and bring it here and like freeze it. And I have like little meals that I eat. Nice. So I'm going to get in there. But I did pretty good with the occasional lapses. The difference this year has been I've been able to like I've been dabbling with before the tour, I started taking like fat guy medicines, like the not Ozempic, but it's
There's a few of them.
Zepbound.
Yeah.
And it was because I was losing weight, but I was like, every other year of my life when I'm on this shit, when I'm on tour, I gain 30 pounds. And so that's helped because one thing it's really done for me is that normally I have one of these relapses off food, and we've said it before. My personal motto, the best you can ever feel is day one of a relapse, because you have all the health of being sober, but you're the enjoyment of the drug. And so usually the first day I ate like shit, it wouldn't really affect my body.
Right.
But because of the medicine, it punishes you. The medicine makes you shit if you overdo it. So it kind of, I'm shitting at I've been on a bender for a month level, and that's good, actually. I deserve to feel, I know people are hearing this like you have an insane eating disorder, and I do, but I do deserve to feel pain for how I've treated myself, off the weed and, all the fucked up shit I was eating. So, we're getting it together, but that is my main vice. Obviously, I'm a food guy.
I've been, my thing is like, I take like 1 month where I go 30 days.
Oh, wow.
And then
a year? 1 month?
No, I do it like 3 times a year.
Okay, I like that.
But I'm just learning to beat myself up more in between. It's like there's no.
So you're just getting more bang for your buck when you are fucked up.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Yeah,
when it's time to go, it's go time.
Yeah. And you're just smoking weed, or you're drinking too?
No, I drink, but
Nice.
I don't drink liquor anymore.
Okay.
Dude, I'm a Chardonnay boy.
Oh,
I'm
hell
fucking
yeah,
sitting there
dude.
sipping.
Hell
I'm acting
yeah,
like I
dude.
know what I'm putting down
That's
to.
awesome.
I'm making me test shit.
Yeah.
I'm
But it's
fucking-
always Chardonnay?
Yeah, we should Chardonnay.
Just different Chardonnays?
Or the closest thing you
Yeah,
can get
yeah,
to
yeah,
it. You can
hell
bring me
yeah.
a Sancerre every once in a while, dude.
Hell yeah. Respect,
I
dude.
love sitting
Yeah,
outside
dude.
drinking some.
I
Bring a
reiterate what I'm
glass of
saying.
ice cubes too.
Yeah,
I
dude.
might drop one in.
Manhattan child with a dad who drinks fucking Chardonnay, dude. I'm just reiterating it, brother. You're gonna have to take this kid to Queens for middle school.
Dude.
You know what I mean? You're gonna have to take him out of the fucking.
I might bring him to the woods,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I just bought a golden retriever.
Really?
Deadass,
Are you
dude.
thinking about woods?
I would like the woods, man.
Yeah.
I can find peace in the woods. I like water though. I really
I'm a
like
water guy, too.
Every time I see it, I just like I can stare at it for days.
Yeah,
so I would
dude.
really like water if I could.
Yeah, water's all. I mean, soon. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like everything's going to be waterfront property here. Like, you know what I mean? If you live actually stay in Manhattan if you want water, dude. Yeah,
I'm in the middle of the island too. I'll be good.
Perfect. Yeah, you're gonna have waterfront property. I definitely vacation wise, I'm always a water guy. Yeah, I know you're over there, Mr. Exotic, going all over the fucking place.
Dude,
I
he even
like it
asked me
all.
to go with him time to time. I'm like, dude, I want to go to Dominican Republic and sit on
Yeah,
the beach.
I like that.
Not
Oh, that's what you want to do.
Afghanistan, dude.
Where have we been going recently? And by the way, Julia, we plugged it on the Patreon, but you have the great travel series. Tell people to go look at it.
Yeah,
Where
check
can
it
they
out.
find it?
Yeah. It's Not Julio's YouTube channel, and I make pretty good shit.
You really do.
Thank you.
A criminally underseen YouTube channel.
I
for
would agree
real.
with that. I'd
This
like
stuff
to
looks
change that.
amazing.
Yeah.
And thank you, Eldest, for helping me set up my Patreon. I'm hitting him at 1 a.m. being like, how do I do the clickable links? He's like,
I just sent him a link to one of our YouTube videos. I'm like, this is how we do the descriptions.
Yeah, good man. I love
really
it.
appreciated that.
Wow,
check those out.
we're in a tough place where Eldest is the font of knowledge.
Blind leading the blind
Yeah,
here.
you want to talk about the blind leading the blind? Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Hilarious.
Sula Consulting is open for business.
No side gigs, motherfucker.
any
I'm putting it in your contract. You're not allowed to have a side consulting company. You barely post our shit on time. The fucking quality drops. Eldest is just cashing checks.
It's a funny thing about our friendship because,
Yeah.
Ricky, effectively my best friend. You know what I mean? Any way you look at it,
Yeah.
and we definitely sort of approach our like travel philosophy like very differently in a way
Yeah.
that's like kind of funny. Like, but I think I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but it seems like you to some degree respect what I'm trying to do. I think. I don't know for sure.
That's even a goddamn question, dude.
yeah,
but like,
Yes, I respect you.
I know you. No. I know you respect me, but I mean, like, I could see you.
Your
like,
artistic endeavor in the travel.
Potentially,
I get very scared for you,
Yeah. Which I appreciate.
There are parts of it I am interested. I've told you the places I'm willing to go and what interests me, but there's a lot that you do that I have absolutely like no interest in seeing or no like, and then you going to Afghanistan was too much.
I think it's cool. I know what you're saying. If I could teleport in for a day with you, I would do it. Literally getting there to me is the most annoying part. The more I've grown up,
then I go to him like, dude, I'll do the Amazon with you, and he's like, oh, I know a guy we can do it on the low. Let's do this one on the high. I don't want to fucking die. I don't want to fucking be tracking gorillas with a guy that does this part time, dude. That's not what I want to do.
You don't want a part-time Amazon guy.
No,
I regularly.
You don't want the eldest of Amazon guides. You want the fucking good shit, man.
He also works for Amazon. Like that's his other part time.
Yeah, he's dropping off packages to pygmies.
Well, actually, no, dude. In the video I just did, I delivered the mail in Alaska in the winter on a small plane, including Amazon packages.
That's pretty. That's
so now
pretty
I go
fun.
on vacation and I have a job. Yeah. Federal job.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, dude.
Federal job.
That's pretty fun though.
But dude, I do always think, anytime I'm in some like weird situation, I do like to think about what you would say or do. Like, dude, I was in South Asia. I was in Nepal, and there was all these fucking monkeys just kind of like sizing me up, trying to like, and I just think about what he would say, and
I don't like that
envision
at
it
all.
very vividly. I just picture him being like, yo, I do not like that, bro.
I'd be at the embassy.
Yeah, I don't fuck with monkeys.
That I'm American, bro.
I'm not really into monkeys either. Yeah, they freak me out. They're
yeah.
too close to us, but too far away and too strong.
Dude, yeah, they're very
They can
sketchy.
rip your dick off. They can rip your nose off.
They're up to no good.
Yeah.
They're clever. They're always fucking jerking off, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, they're bad
I
animals.
do like the really fat monkeys you see, or like in Thailand where they'll feed some monkey too many fucking treats, and he's just fat as shit.
But so I was watching. There's on the new Planet Earth. There's a great segment about this where like,
oh really?
The old monkeys are like more clever than the young monkeys, so they'll steal your shit, and they know what shit matters to you. So they'll steal your good shit. So then if you like offer them a banana, they're like, no, dude.
Really?
And you have to give them candy, and then they'll give you your shit. Dude, this is in Planet Earth 3. Dude. And
A
this is like
monkey is bartering with you? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
The monkey
dude.
also brings Giulio breakfast in the morning. Like, I'm not doing it. I hate it. I don't want to go anywhere. I have to get a shot.
Yeah, that's tough. The shot
I totally
is tough.
get it.
And you've probably had quite a. Speaking of diarrhea, you must be ravaged.
So, dude, I've had ridiculously bad food poisoning.
Yeah,
many
that's the
times.
stuff I don't like.
Did you ever hear Afghanistan?
The shit story.
Yeah. On the plane home.
I
The
was
plane home. I remember this story.
sick
That's
on the
fucking
plane.
crazy.
Sending me pictures of him with no shirt on in the Afghanistan plane bathroom, sweating.
I remember you were trying to finesse first class. You were You were trying to get sympathy.
Exactly.
And no one gave a fuck
No one
at
gave
all.
a fuck. Last time I did not get sick on my last trip, which was a huge W.
Yeah.
I try to be very careful, but usually by the end, you think you're good, and then you eat too much. The key is not to eat a lot. If you don't eat a lot, your stomach's more likely to be able to get used to it. But yeah, bro, that's my biggest fear traveling is always getting sick. That is the number one fear.
And that's kind of really the issue.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
It
I
sucks.
don't
It really
want to
does.
be,
It's not fun.
I don't want to be shitting my britches
And I just
the whole
sit there
time.
on YouTube and watch all of those videos of them making the street meat, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can't do that.
I know. I wish
can't
I
even
could.
smell that.
The thing is, I would crush it. Like, I love fucked up street food, right? Like, and I see like a guy, like a stall, like some guy in a stall in India, and I'm like, I would like to taste that, but I'm not taking any chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's even like Mexico, which I've had friends who go to Mexico and get completely fucked up. And I would love to go. Everyone talks about Mexico City as like the sickest city and one of the sickest cities. And I'll probably end up going just because I do want to see it and it's close enough. But I worry about, because I'm going to eat. I like to just go to a random cart and get some fucking al pastor. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the key, you just need like
Or
a good
fentanyl.
enough, you need a good enough bathroom that you can get naked and fall asleep on the floor. Put your neck against the base of the toilet and just fall asleep.
You know how they
That's
have
the only way.
heated bathroom floors? They need cooled bathroom floors. Mexico needs like cooled bathroom floors to just lay your hot, fat stomach on.
Don't panic. It's going to pass.
Yeah,
just you 12, 18 hours,
when
you're
you
going
have
to be
that
down.
food poisoning, you're letting the hot water in the shower hit your stomach, and somehow that feels good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
And there's just nothing like that first drink of water you can actually keep down.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in some ways I am prepared because like I said, most of my life I've had diarrhea. So, for years of my life I've had diarrhea.
That's wild. wild, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over it now.
I'm sorry, bro.
I mean, elders, back me up here. That's kind of the existence of being fat as shit and indulgent.
Yeah,
and drinking and doing drugs. You're gonna be shitting constantly.
I've had some crazy shits in my life.
There's probably a 4-year
you guys just
span.
don't hit a lot of fiber.
No, I mean,
I don't know. I feel like you do shit more on average, Stav.
yeah.
Like you shit a lot throughout the day. I feel like in my last few years I've contained it to like 1 or 2.
Yeah, but yours are like it's like an elephant done. It's like the whole bowl is filled to the brim when Eldest is done. I mean, he would clog. How many times on average would you clog this toilet in this apartment? Like 4 times a week?
Not 4 times, but
2.
Sure, it would get clogged. The water pressure sucks.
Is the super coming up, or you all just taking a look at it?
No, Eldest had a system.
No super, but there's been constant plumbing complaints up and down the whole building.
Well,
from the
I mean,
neighbors.
I do think there were.
That's nuts.
When we used to have so many people in here, and we were definitely. I do think we were shitting so much it was affecting our downstairs neighbors. Like at one point, like just shit water was falling from her ceiling, and she wanted to kill herself.
Oh my God.
And that hasn't happened since Eldest moved out. I want to put that on the record. That has not happened since Eldest moved out. But
Dude, that sounds like the worst exorcism of all time.
Dude.
Just shit coming down the
and I
walls
feel
instead of blood.
and like you feel bad, but it's like, well, thank God that it
Well,
that really.
Stav's off the road.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess not too much fiber. I mean, we were really not eating many vegetables, man. It's a lot of burgers, ice cream, halal cart, plenty of halal. Wow. That I can't do. That
I had to stop that once I saw that video, bro.
What video?
You didn't see him capturing the pigeons? Bro, right on Queens Boulevard, bro. Pull it up. Happened right on Queens Boulevard, bro. He straight up is in the halal cart, comes out of it, grabs the pigeon, puts it in, and goes back into the halal cart.
Wow.
Bro, right on Queens Boulevard, like right by Junction. I know exactly.
And what do you think? You think he's serving?
Bro,
you don't think he's
it was a big
serving
thing. It made a few of the papers.
Caught cat. Yeah, this is the New York Post. Our premier
Where I get most of my news.
Our premier. Coast Guard vet turned OnlyFans model, pleads guilty. I'm actually more interested in that. She looks pretty good.
Dude, I love that.
Oh yeah, so he just catches the men try to get him, managed to grab one, shoving it in a plastic bag, and returning it to the food truck. So yeah, he literally put, "Oh my God, I can't believe what I just saw. I'm beyond disgusted." After that, I saw him grab water and he was rinsing his hand and swishing water in his mouth. He was sticking his fingers in his mouth and scrubbing his teeth and fingers. Is she claiming he ate a raw pigeon?
Possibly.
Oh man, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'll still eat halal cart. I'm
kind of.
Shout out to Best of the Best.
Yeah.
Shout out to Best of the Best on Steinway and
B&B
on Steinway and Broadway.
Here he is. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Got him.
Dude,
That's interesting.
That's crazy.
I'll take a number 2 plate.
And you know
please.
what I will say though, it's kind of, in some ways, it's nice that it's not a Chinese guy doing that. You know what I mean? Because I do think you guys hear.
Hey, I wouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah. I really didn't, and that guy almost looked even black. I mean, I know he was probably Indian or Pakistani or something, but he did not. You imagine it's going to be a Chinese food truck guy, but you know what? Not a lot of Chinese food trucks.
it's not their hustle.
How often do you think you're actually eating the meat that you don't know you're eating?
Like,
Often.
yeah,
Right?
25%.
I think it probably happened. Like
now less because I just like get better. But when we first moved here, I was eating the worst, lowest grade shit. Yeah. Now I've tried to spend a little money on eating better. Like I have spent this year getting a little healthier, so I'm a little more cognizant. But yeah, at fucking halal carts. I mean, the lamb. What the fuck is that? Like the chicken at least
I've
is
never
probably
seen a gray
chicken.
lamb.
Yeah.
Why is the meat so gray?
I know, and people think that's like traditional Yiddo meat too, and it's like that shit's supposed to be pork. Like when you go to a Greek place and the gyro is like that, that's some like they invented that shit here in like the fucking 70s because it was just processed. It's essentially bologna.
Right.
It's lamb bologna that you're
Yes.
eating, like hot lamb bologna.
Yeah,
and
it's
the real shit is pork. It's closer to. It's actually very similar to al pastor, that's like motherfuckers who came from
Lebanon.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so
wow.
Greek people, it's kind of a similar thing. All the Christians from that area used pork because, like, you know, the Muslims aren't using it. So that's kind of where it came from.
Interesting.
And that's good as fuck. I could go for, like, I know I'm not ready to
I like that
overeat
you
'cause-
know this much about food. It's
Oh,
not just the
dude.
taste. You
No,
know
no, I love it.
it.
Dude, I lock in so fucking much. There
I
will
appreciate
be,
that.
folks, it's time to leave that crusty, big-ass piece of shit leather brick wallet aside and get you a mother-freaking Ridge wallet. That's right, we're talking unique, slim, modern design that holds up to 12 cards plus cash, made with, you know, the best materials. Titanium, aluminum, carbon fiber, whatever you want. A lot of beautiful colors. I got the bright-ass orange one. All Ridge products have we're talking lifetime warranty. You know what I mean? This will be your wallet for the rest of your life. Last one you ever have to buy. They've got over 100,000 5-star reviews, and they don't just got wallets. They got beautiful bags. They got beautiful duffels. When I'm out on my, you know, I'm the 20,000 step bastard. I'm going and getting walks, getting my steps. That's how I've been losing a little weight. You know, although we've had a little setback recently, did eat like a pig for a week and gained 5 pounds back. That's neither here nor there. When I'm out and about, I got a nice little Ridge wallet that has, a nice little Ridge backpack, the nice black Ridge backpack. Small enough for an everyday. They also have a duffel bag that you can take whatever. They got a whole line of them. You're going to love them. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all their products. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using code Stavvy at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code Stavvy, Stavvy, and you are all set. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you. There will be a moment in my, like, I love what you're doing, G. I would love to get in there and, like, do a food travel show at some point. That is something that I think I could crush, but travel does fucking, like, truly getting, like, what's been your most annoying just getting there before you're even at a place?
I mean, dude, just these long trips will be tough. Like, I got in a fight with the lady at the counter, and she, like, made me check all my shit, basically, because there was some annoying rule about how much stuff you could bring, and they, like, enforced it on me.
Oh, damn.
Where, like, nobody, and, like, there's dudes with bowling balls at the gate.
Yeah.
So anyway, I accidentally checked my AirPods for, like, 18 hours of flying, and I had a middle seat.
But he doesn't care about that shit. He'll book that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you
It
can't
was
be
bad.
booking that, dude. Even like back in the day, I was doing everything to avoid a middle seat.
I know. And then I try to just be like, all right, well, this is good. Like, you won't get too comfortable. I don't know, bro, because I'm used to, like, if I'm flying to fucking wherever, Buffalo, like, I know I'm going to get upgraded first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm on an international flight, like, that's not going to happen. And,
Right.
like, I'm like, all right, whatever, this will be good for us or something.
Trench mindset. You're in the trenches.
I try, because then, it's nice to sort of overcome that and then do something sick. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you get to do something unique because most people wouldn't be willing to do it. So I'm trying to, like, tap into
You
that
really
constantly.
think that being in a middle versus an aisle seat upgrades your experience in fucking Africa or
I
Afghanistan?
didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose. I booked the seat where, like, you don't have to pick because it's cheaper.
There's a reason.
I know. Well, dude,
You can be in the fucking middle
it's
for 14
expensive.
hours.
I'm trying to get this shit
True.
off the ground, bro.
Of course.
So anyway, yeah, shit like that, or just being in, like, on the worst road you've ever been on in your life, and it's like, you know what I mean? So that shit all sucks. But then, like, you make it to the place and it's sick. So, like, in theory, I find it to be worth it, but I understand people's hesitation and why they don't want to.
No, there is something to the journey is part of it, right? It's like
Yes.
it makes it way more fulfilling to be in a
Character
nice view when you
building.
do. I do agree with that.
To some degree. I don't want to do it when I'm going on vacation. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like, I don't consider these trips vacation.
You're on work.
It's like, it's work, but it's also like an adventure. You know what I mean? Like, on vacation, I like sitting at the beach too. I like all different kinds of trips.
Yeah.
There's a different time for, like, different stuff, in my opinion. And also different destinations where it's like, if I go to Greece, I don't want to, like, I want to go to the islands and see the insane views. And, like, you know what I mean? So,
Totally.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's all right, man.
It's tough out
We
there.
don't want to make you feel bad.
No, you don't. You're not.
Because
No,
you're on a middle seat. It's all right.
No, it was
middle
that
seat
was
with no
bad.
AirPods. It's all
That
right,
was
dude.
my recent one, and that was really fucking tough. And just, like, when shit goes wrong, it obviously sucks. Like, all right, I guess the thing I plan to do isn't happening. Like learning to like be able to deal with that and all that stuff is, I find it to be helpful.
Yeah,
Do
you're
you,
like,
like,
we're
know-
going to Walgreens in Kenya. You know?
What are you gonna ask me?
Do you always know where the embassy is while you're doing these trips?
No. But and sometimes there isn't one, which not always the best thing.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure you're healthy going into that trip, and hope nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, respect.
Usually there's like a person from another embassy in a nearby country who could theoretically help you if you needed it.
In a nearby country.
That's
There's a guy that knows an American in the next country.
that was the deal in Afghanistan. Not
Yeah.
ideal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But more
Still cool.
More often than not, a place will be much better than you thought it was going to be.
Totally,
But
totally.
shit happens. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm aware of that, and hoping, knock on wood, it keeps going well.
You're a married man now. Was your wife a big traveler?
Like, yes, but not the way that I am.
Of course.
And she doesn't like doing what I do. And being married makes it definitely harder
Yeah.
to like, be like, I'm doing this. And it's like, oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that becomes a more difficult obstacle.
Yeah.
So I'm really just trying to make my shit a money generator before I have kids.
Yeah, yeah,
Because at
yeah.
that point, it'll be like, they'll just be able to hold the kid in front of my face. and be like, you're not going.
Yeah. Totally.
Then I'm going to hate the kid.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad, dude.
Yeah. Then it's
The
like,
kids are just named after places you wanted to go.
North Korea, Gallarotti.
Cutter. This is my beautiful daughter, Cutter. That's fucking yeah. You just pivot. You're like, and now we're going to Wildwood, New Jersey.
Poughkeepsie's crazy this time of year.
Dude, yeah, we'll see.
Damn, dude. How long you? I'm the only bachelor in this room right now. A lot of three married men. How long? So wait, are you relatively recently married?
6 months.
6
yeah.
months. Oh, nice, dude. How was the wedding?
It was great.
Yeah,
Really fun.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Nobody
really
ruined it.
solid. Nobody ruined it.
No one was
Ricky
acting a
gave a great
fool.
speech.
Nice.
Very fun.
Rank the speeches. Who did the best?
There was-
Wow.
Dude, like, there's a reason, like, you hold the comedian for the last
Of
speech.
course,
you know what I
of
mean?
course. Yeah, oh yeah. I do feel bad when someone tries to like that. Like people will try and do like surprise speeches sometimes after. Like so, it's like and everyone's like sitting down and someone just crushed and like. I'd like to say something, and then like have nothing prepared, just fucking blowing it.
I'm
That's
just going to
always.
speak from the heart real quick.
I love that,
Yeah.
dude. I
Oh,
love
God.
watching somebody bomb because it's like we know what they're about, what's about to happen. Because they see someone do something fun, they're like, "That looks awesome."
Yeah.
Bro,
I want
the
to do
The
that.
best one I've ever seen in my life. The best one I ever seen. Luis Gomez doing Gary Veters. Bro, it
hell
was
yeah.
fucking notorious. It's been spoken about on other podcasts. But he just like, dude, there was doctors in the room and he's like, you guys don't know what we go through.
Oh,
and there's
my.
like brain
He's talking about
surgery.
how hard
It's
comedy
a
is.
brotherhood. It's Joe Les Soder, everybody, we're all just sitting at this table watching
that's
it. It's one
awesome.
of the best. I really hope they have it on tape somewhere.
Yeah, fuck.
One of the best I've ever
That's
seen, dude.
so good, dude.
His fucking shoulders up, his fucking bald
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
He looked
yeah,
like he was
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to fight. It was great. It was great. One
And
of the
it's not
best
even
speeches.
about Gary.
No.
It's just about how hard it is to run a podcast studio.
It was before
Yep.
gas started
Okay,
moving
okay,
good,
okay,
too.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was definitely about that.
You have no idea how much hosting fees are. There's many hidden costs. That's so fucking funny. Well, it's time. I think we should take a little bit of our expertise to the people, boys. Let's solve some fucking problems. Let's
Eldest,
start it
esteemed
over.
guest. Stavvy, eldest, esteemed guest. I'll keep it short. Been dating this girl for about 2 years, and I don't even know, man. She's a bit childish. Getting upset about social media, ass cheeks on my feed. Some insecurities there, and it's been an ongoing issue, and I'm not sure if I'm just desensitized to all of the social media stuff, or if this is truly going a bit too far, and I need to seek greener pastures.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, I know you might think that the casual ass cheek or two or side titty is just the norm, but it's going as deep as, cartoon characters popping up on my feed. I can't make the algorithm, man. So
I can't make.
What do you mean you do, though? You absolutely do make your algorithm. You are doing that. It reacts to what you spend the most time on.
He said cartoons. I'm not even
Cartoons.
into this.
So it's like horny cartoons? Let's keep going, I guess.
kind of a lame one, but a quick one. Where do you stand on lust and social media?
Lust. Ugh.
Not really pursuing that kind of thing, but if
He's
even
not
the smallest
pursuing lust on social media.
bit of obscenity on my feed pops up, then all hell breaks loose. So should I see greener pastures? Is this really this big of an issue? Am I just desensitized to it? You tell me.
It's awesome that he's in greener pastures, and what he's what greener pastures are to him is that should I find a girlfriend that doesn't think it's weird that I'm looking at a reel with Sandy from SpongeBob with huge tits drawn on her? It's like, dude, it sounds like you might be getting a little over. And by the way, of course, do I want a woman I'm dating to see my feed? No. I mean, and maybe if I was dating someone, I would be less, but like, dude, my feed is like, you bring up, you know what'll happen to me constantly? I'll be like, oh, let me hit up my, like, especially now that we're like booking the podcast, I'll be like, I'll remember someone and I'll be like, oh, let me hit them up. And I'll go to Instagram and I'll go to like, to search the name, but the search thing is the For You page, and I will instantly just see tits. And I will forget, and I will just look at tits until I forget who I was gonna search, and then I'll close it, and then 20 minutes later, I'll be like, oh fuck, I didn't message Giulio. I'll bring it up again, and literally, I'm not kidding. This happens to me 5 times a day, and I'm fully aware of it, and I'm like, oh, this time will be different. But I just look at the tits every time.
Shout out Zuckerberg, man. That's what he's been trying to do. And
yeah, tits are on every, like, I don't go looking for them either on Instagram, and they're just there.
Are
They're
yours
there.
tits or ass? Mine's ass, and I think it's okay to have
I'm very tits heavy.
a certain amount. But when
Sure.
you're going too much.
I'm doing it right now.
Dude, yeah, like, it's
But also,
without
if my
a doubt.
wife started complaining, I would just turn it into dudes to see what her reaction to that would be. Like, oh, look at all these cocks.
But let's also
Is
think
this
about
better?
this.
You wanted this?
Yeah,
honey?
yeah.
I love these now.
It's nothing but the Bad Bunny dick print photo.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. How much do you have to be constantly looking at this for a significant other to catch on? Because, like, she's not over your shoulder looking at your algorithm.
She might be.
She
Okay.
might. She sounds.
You're
a
right.
little-
Yeah. Okay.
But at the same time, you can also reset it.
Dude, I don't know if you can get rid of the tits.
No, you
like,
can
no
reset
matter
your
what,
algorithm.
dude.
It's
You're gonna get someone doing something as they bounce.
Yeah.
And like that's the one, and it's like now it's a little different if it's like a hot animated chick with a tail and fat tits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if you can get rid of the tits.
I mean, I think here I have gotten rid of them, but it's taken like effort. I have to like very specifically, and usually when I get rid of them, it's just like, oh, I happen to be watching a lot of like highlights of like basketball, soccer, and football. That's the only two speeds my For You page has. It's either tits or it's like awesome goals. You know what I mean? Like
7'13" dunking.
Yeah, and then obviously like like steaks for a while. Like I'm really big on steaks, so it'll be like I'll have like butchers in my feed. I'll have like ribeyes getting cooked. You know, that kind of stuff.
That's solid.
That's the 3 speeds that I have. Now
And then they'll throw some titties in there to
get
boom.
you back.
Like now you're.
And
just,
if you don't immediately swipe up from the titties,
you're in it.
You're in there for good.
Like bring me back to Ja Morant dunking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
This is tough though.
Like-
Like if she doesn't get that.
well, I think this is a meet in the mid. This seems like a textbook meet in the middle situation here. If you are so addicted to not even porn, but just looking at tits on Instagram, that you can't dial it back a little bit to the point that it makes your girlfriend comfortable. Like, is she saying like you shouldn't be looking at this at all, or is she saying like, hey, what the fuck? Every time I look at your phone, you're looking at something weird and sexual. that makes me uncomfortable, because you might have porn brain too much, and that is a real thing. Like, you might A, be on your phone too much, and B, be looking at too much. Like, I definitely feel that where, like, when I'm on my phone a ton, when I'm not like this week we've been like podcasting a lot. I've been in the house. Like, I'll just look at my phone I'll have like 20 minutes. I won't do anything good with it. I'll look at my phone. I'll be like, I need to do this. Like, I feel like I need to do this less. Does he not think that at all? Does he think I need to keep looking at more tits on the internet? Because, like,
unclear.
21st century.
I think like just from how he's talking about it, I feel like she is coming with some very aggressive, like, you know, like looking at his shit, what he's looking at energy.
That's
really
weird.
Got eyeballs on him.
Maybe she's making moral judgments about his character, because he's saying the words lust and obscenity.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of shit an annoying bitch says. Like, somebody who's like religious, like an annoying, uptight religious girlfriend would say lust. And obscenity, like as he said it.
Yeah, don't let her set those parameters.
Stand
don't admit
on
to
lust.
lusting on your social media feed.
Yeah, being accused of lusting that's some old school, like, fucking Scarlet Letter type shit.
Lust.
So look, if
what's weird is he's drawing the pictures.
Yeah. It's videos of him dressed like that. Yeah, I mean, look, dude. You know, this kind of thing is like, you actually know the answer.
The answer
like,
is
are
what we
you
all
looking
should take.
too much?
Put down the phone for a little bit. See if that fixes your
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. That's
a
true.
little bit.
Yeah.
Put down the phone. Go outside. Take a walk.
I agree. I'm trying to figure out ways to fucking, you know, get. I will make that. That's a goal of my summer. Like, my big summer project is be on my phone way less. And I know that sounds stupid, but like, that's gonna take me a month to even just wrap my head around.
If you succeed,
if I
which you may not
succeed. So be realistic with yourself, man. Are you in the goon zone too heavy? If you are, then she has a point. If you're not and she's uptight, then yes, maybe you can seek greener pastures. But your goal shouldn't be to find like, the other thing is, part of a relationship is like, you do want someone who holds you to a little bit of a higher standard. You don't want to devolve into who you would be without positive. You know what I mean? Like, the animals all of you would be without your. I remember what a piece of shit you were without your wife. How much she civilized you.
I was a great guy. I'm still a great guy.
Yeah, you were a fucking feral piece of shit. You definitely look way more presentable. You know, you're not trying to squeeze into one size too small express clothing anymore. Eldest thinks he's like a European. He thinks he's like built like a Euro model. It's awesome. His wife,
I'll height, baby.
yeah. Eldest thinks he's built like Slender Man. He thinks he's just like, he thinks he's Victor Wembanyama. He doesn't realize he's 6'5", but also fat.
Thin t-shirt daddy.
Yeah. We've said it before, but our friend was dating someone who's like literally a starter. He played college football. He was this college quarterback. He was like a, you know, he was like All-American in baseball and football in high school. Stayed kind of jacked. He was getting rid of some shirts. And Eldest, who at the time was even fatter than he is now, was like, picked the shirt up and like held it to himself and like was about to even try it on. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? This guy is like, look, her boyfriend was jacked and he was like in great shape, and Eldest in his head was like, you know, it's gonna be a little tight, but I think I can get into
We're
that.
both XLs, more or less.
Yeah. That was his line. We're both XLs. What? It's an XL. Just thinking. Anyway,
I wonder if this guy's girlfriend is a dumb bitch. Like, does she get jealous?
It's possible. It's very possible.
Does she get like very jealous in other ways?
But he's also he sounds to me like this might just be dumb bitch versus dumb bitch here. Because a guy who's like looking at like, if cartoon characters are starting to pop up on your fucking shit, like horny cartoon characters, not in a joking manner, right? Like, I know you're big on Peter Griffin Explains Islam, Eldest. Eldest loves AI Peter Griffin explaining him stuff. Yeah. But if you're coming up with cartoons in a horny way, and like, they might just be it's the immovable force versus the, you know, unstoppable object or whatever. And like, they might both just be fucking idiots. She might be too uptight and he might be way too much of a fucking, you know, gooner.
I don't know.
That's my read on the situation. If we're wrong, look, maybe a little compromise. You know, put the phone down a little bit. find other shit that you like. If you're into if you're getting turned on by cartoons, I assume like maybe there's train accounts or elevator accounts that you'd also like. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So just find it middle grounded, but if she's being like puritanical about like, because that's also weird. Like sometimes like people have called in and been like, a woman has called in and be like, I consider porn cheating. That's insane. You know what I mean? Like looking at tits a little bit, especially when you're in a super long-term relationship and it's like, oh, I'm looking at fucking Sydney Sweeney's a reel of Sydney Sweeney's tits in a big, like, that's not cheating, lady. Let's not get crazy. You know what I mean? Like, but you're going to have to figure that out, bud.
And he's putting a lot of blame on not himself.
Totally. He's a beautiful angel in this scenario. Not only it's his girlfriend, it's the algorithm that's forcing him to look at Mrs. Incredible softcore porn. All right. So good luck, bud. Oh, folks, summertime. That's the time to get the thighs out. You know what I mean? Show them off. Show that beautiful mass you got. Don't be shy. Let them fly. Using our friends over at Chubby's. That's right. Whether it's their original stretch shorts, whether it's the classic lined swim trunks, whatever you want, you can show those beautiful yams off. They got incredible colors, fun designs. I've been a Chubby's customer since I was in college. Depressing to think about for me, but that's over. We did the math last time. It was like 12 years. I was a senior in college the first time I bought Chubby's. That's a fucking long time. I was 21. 15 years? Jesus fucking Christ. That's brutal. But I've been a Chubby's customer for 15 years. That's insane. I like to show the gams off. I like as a plus size man, it's hard to find a company. They think we want to cover ourselves down to the knees, that we are ashamed of our bodies. Chubby's, they got the 2XLs and they got them. You got as little as we're talking 5-inch inseam. I'm a 5-inch inseam guy. They got 7-inch too if you're a more modest gentleman. And look, it ain't just for your legs. They got the Chubby's Performance Polo. I got a couple of those. Brunch, backyard party, whatever you're up to. Nice little collar, fun little designs. Just enough, you could be casual with it. You could kind of dress it up a little bit. It's a nice little sneaky garment. Anyway, I'm thinking about going to Greece next month. I will be wearing Chubby's lined swim trunks. You better believe that. You can check my Instagram. I've had pictures of Chubby's for years now. You're going to love them. Whether you're suiting up for cannonballs, cookouts, or casual Fridays, Chubby's has you covered. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our code STAVVY'sWorld at chubbyshorts.com. That's code STAVVY'sWorld at chubbyshorts.com. STAVVYSWORLD. Support our show and let them know we sent you. Summer's here, baby. Dress like it in Chubby's.
Hi, Stav. My husband and I went to go see you in India recently.
Oh, nice.
So much fun.
Thanks for coming.
I just kind of had a question for you guys about my relationship with my dad. My parents split up when I was 16. My dad cheated on my mom with a 19-year-old.
Ooh.
And it was
19
a
is
super messy
brutal.
situation. My dad's a very emotional person, so when my mom was like trying to tell him to get
3 years older than you. You're 16 and your dad fucks a 19-year-old. Dude, like that's a double whammy. That's really anyway. Keep going.
I want to know how they met. There's so much to this.
Probably in a really chill way. Probably in a way that makes her dad look even better.
person. So when my mom was like trying to tell him to get out, he basically said he would burn our house down instead of leave.
Emotional
and
is the word you use for that.
I got in like a big fight with him.
He's just really in touch with his feelings. He threatened to kill all of us because he got caught fucking a teenager. The guy's just really centered in his emotions. But I know what you mean.
And it hasn't affected my dating history at all either.
Arsonist.
In like a big fight with him. Everything was pretty awful. And now they've been split up. I'm 23 now, so they've been split up for a while, but my relationship with him never really recovered.
Yeah. I mean,
The girl's only
And
26.
that
now
makes
he's got-
so much sense.
His mistress is only 26.
I don't think she's still in the picture if I had to guess. I don't, yeah.
covered, and now he's got kind of a separate family with his new wife
Is
and
it the same girl? That'd be crazy.
stepkids and all of
I don't think
this,
so.
and they want to try to be a big family. They have get-togethers like every month, and we just really don't talk. He doesn't know anything about me. I don't know anything about him. So every month it's just like pretend time, like, hey, how are you? How you been? What's going on? And I really don't know how to get over the way he hurt my mom and the way he hurt me and our family. And it kind of bothers me because I feel like I would cut him off if I could, but he's also my dad. So just any advice on kind of getting through something like that with a parent, or trying to rekindle a relationship with them. We were never super close to begin with, but at least, the relationship was better. So anyways, that's all. Thanks. Bye.
I see no reason to fucking, you don't know. I mean, he's your dad, obviously, but you say it like you owe him something. He owes you being a good parent. He's the one who let you down. You're not letting him down. He literally threatened to fucking burn your house down because he was cheating on your mom.
Threatened to burn you alive.
Yeah, like that.
19-year-old.
He implied that he would burn you. Maybe he didn't directly say it, but he wasn't worried about it.
I'm estranged from my dad, and we always, like, me and my older brother, who no longer have contact with, like, and my wife always talk about how it's just like people use that blood is thicker than water, but that doesn't give you carte blanche to be an asshole to me.
No, if anything,
I feel
yeah.
bad for her because you can tell she feels a responsibility to keep this guy in her life.
Yeah.
And the truth is, you don't. He sounds like a fucking asshole.
Totally. Exactly. It's like, I fully agree where it's like, yes, it's important. And in a perfect world, you want to have a good relationship with your family. But if a family member has been like, like you said, he really, and by the way, this is still relatively fresh. I mean, I know you're like, it's not that, I know 16, whatever, that's like 7 years.
Not that many years.
Not that long. I mean, especially because what's your mom's situation? Like, this motherfucker completely cheated, threatened violence on your whole family, and then he seems to have landed on his feet fine. He's got another family. He's doing good. Now he wants to paper over all the fucking bullshit he did. And it would be different if he was like, I really fucked up. I was in a bad place. I wasn't happy with your mom. I handled it in the absolute worst way. I'm embarrassed of the threats, of how I acted, the threats I've made. I really want to earn your trust over time. But my guess is that's not what he's saying. Hasn't probably addressed it, and he just wants you to respect him because that's what he thinks he deserves. And he doesn't deserve shit. In fact, the blood is thicker than water stuff, it runs the opposite way too, where it's like, you mistreated me.
Right.
Like
Right.
you should be more ashamed of mistreating me than I should be of not talking to you, right?
Right.
Especially when you're the kid and again, he's the parent. So,
But there's something with that generation, man. That the generation that raised us, like they never admit wrong.
yeah, I mean, I definitely am totally. I mean,
No therapy, none
Totally.
of that, no looking within. It's just like it happened, it's past. This is the
Right,
rules
of
of a
course.
family.
And
This
I'm
is
your
how it's supposed to
father.
work. Yep.
And he wants you to be cool with him on his terms, which isn't cool.
and that's exactly it. Yes, his term stuff. Like, the only way that you would be able to do this is if you were like, "Hey, I really would appreciate an apology for how you behaved," and then we can rebuild it and like see how he responds to that. My guess is not well.
You're not gonna get it.
And by the way, if you don't get it, great. Like, because you get to set the terms of the relationship you want with him. And if there's certain things that would make you, what would help you get over this? If he can do that, which I think an apology is a nice start, great. Then maybe slowly over time, that starts to feel less hollow. Because I know what she's going through, right? The pretending stuff. I had a big issue with that with my dad too. He would act one way in our house, and then he would like put on a different face out in public or whatever. and it would be like, that would drive me crazy. And it would be like, I'm not engaging with you in this fake reality that you've created.
But there's something to that I don't think she knows as a 23-year-old, where it's like, you don't realize your parents aren't like the smartest people you know.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Right.
I didn't know that for a long time, where I thought like, oh, they're
that's
always
true.
right. They're right.
Coming
They're
of
my
age
parents.
tale.
They're my right.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, they're fucking guessing just as much as
Totally.
you are.
Yeah.
And
If
that
not
guy
worse,
thought
yeah.
banging a 19-year-old was the answer at one point. So fuck him, dude.
Dude, my favorite part I think about this, or like the most interesting part, is like this person listens to like many episodes of Stav just being like, dude, I've had a lifetime of diarrhea. And they're like, I'm going to ask him about my father.
It's probably 8 years. I don't know about a lifetime, but if we were to aggregate it, it's probably about 8 years of diarrhea, which out of 36, not that bad. Not great, not horrible. But yeah, I mean, that's it. She's also so young. I mean, you're
so
like,
young.
I have a similar relationship with my dad, and now at 36, after a lot of stuff, I am trying to get that relationship going again. But it's only because I asked for certain things. He didn't budge for a decade. And maybe he just got older, whatever. He just was like, saw his mortality in the in the rear view mirror sneaking up on. I don't know what it was, but he seems to be making some kind of effort, and that's all that's ultimately all you want.
Right.
Because yes, we all want our dads. Everyone wants their dad to be in their life, but you want it to be in a way that's actually helpful for you and not in a toxic, fucked up situation. So you shouldn't feel bad at all cutting your father off. I think the best thing to do would be for you to really think about what you would need from him to feel like you can have an actual relationship, and you are well within your rights to ask for that stuff, an apology, whatever, seeing him checking up on you from time to time. If he wants to invite you to these big barbecues that everybody's there, and you take a big picture about how happy your family is and post it on Instagram or whatever the fuck he's getting out of it. If you want to do that, what do you need for that? You can ask him for that. He probably won't do it, but you can at least know, this is what it would take for me to have a real relationship after how much you hurt me and my mom, and stick to that. Set your boundaries, stick to it. And if he doesn't want to meet you there, you really don't owe him anything. He's the one who owes you. Mm-hmm. You didn't even fucking want to exist, if we're being honest. That parents really force sentience on all of us. and they should they're supposed to be your caregivers. They're supposed to set you up for set you up for life, not make life harder and set up all, give you a bunch of issues and shit. So
Totally.
Good luck. That sucks, but you don't have to go to any more of his shitty barbecues if you don't want to.
100%.
All right, what's up, Stavros, Eldis, and whatever guest is on today? I got probably what might be a niche issue for this show. My problem is that, and I'm not joking, dude, this is a real thing I've dealt with for years upon years.
Sure.
My dick game is a little bit too good.
Right.
And I'll lay it out for you. So
For sure.
basically, since I lost my virginity, I've been making chicks come, and I don't come quick, and pretty much every time, I bring a woman to completion. It's not an issue for me at all.
This is just not true.
I don't have a huge dick. I just make it work.
From penetrative intercourse, you've made every woman you fuck come. That's not true. And you don't have some kind of huge dick that hits the spot. I just don't believe you, but let's keep going.
I just make it work. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And my problem is that I feel like the chicks I'm hooking up with only fuck with me because I have good dick game.
Shut up.
So I might have a good day. I'm a personable guy, I have a good
We all
day.
hate you so far.
Shit's going well. Second day comes around, so on and so forth. Take her home. It's it could be well understood that it's this is kind of casual, and then I lay it down, and then
No,
next
dude, this guy
day,
is cool.
girls texting
you're
me,
fucking
"Good
awesome,
morning,"
dude. And by the way, you're completely contradicting yourself. Because before you were talking about they're just using me for my magical but average size cock, and now you're saying, well, we could have said it was casual, but now they're texting me good morning. It's like, which one is it, you fucking idiot? You're just bragging about something that I don't believe to be true. But anyway, keep going.
Heart emojis, shit like that, and they're like invested. And I think my problem is fundamentally is that I yearn to be one of these men that's slinging bad dick for a living.
What is that? No one slings bad dick for...
Regardless of it. You know
First
what I mean,
of all, pause this.
It's like,
no one knows what you mean, dude. He goes,
can I tell you something? If this was true, and it's not, but if this was true, I promise you have a lot of deficiencies otherwise that they will be getting over. Like your personality, the fact that you're a braggart who makes no sense. I mean, it's just like, you're not that fucking cool and you don't fuck good enough to get over the rest of, like, are you rich? Do you have a good career? Are you handsome otherwise? Like, are you perfect all across the board? Because I can't believe I'm okay, let's say for a second that we believe him. And your rating, if you're a video game character, you have 5 out of 5 dick, right? Personality, 3 at most, right? Probably 2 if
Probably
I had just
2.
from talking to you so far. Looks, are you a 5? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. What's your other situation? Are you, like I said, are you secure, financially? Are you at 5 there? Probably not. People have different things to offer, you fucking idiot. So, like, I don't even understand what this question is other than an excuse to brag, but since Eldest is bad at producing and shows this question, let's at least finish it.
I would love to be able to just, like, not make a chick come and her be like, this guy's so cool that I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And I just don't know what to do about this. Like, I'm definitely someone that wants to, like, have kids. Like, good, almost
you think
like
this is stopping that?
Dude,
do you understand human beings?
To fuck those kids.
You have, according to you,
What if
you
I
have
have
the
a-
best chance
yeah,
of having kids on
yeah.
Earth.
Dude, all my kids are gonna want to get
They're
dicked
gonna
down
want
by
to
me,
suck
man.
my daughter's gonna want to suck my cock. It's every
My
woman.
wife is gonna tell my kids how good my dick is, and then the kids are gonna be sitting in my living room. Dad, please dick me down.
Daddy,
We've
please.
heard the
I got
news.
straight A's because I was promised you'd fuck me if I did good. If I got a good report card, Papa.
This is the last girl's dad.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what this
You
is
are
sounding
so
like.
out of your mind delusional. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's possible that this guy is good at sex, right? Fine. But that doesn't mean, like, that's just one good quality you have.
And I don't think girls pass around like that, do they?
I mean, look, you're not gonna be less likely. The other thing is, let's say you like someone, right? Let's say I went on a date with a girl and I was like, she was really cool, and then she's got incredible pussy. You think I'm less likely to date her because of that? Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? That's a big thing. That's like, you're just talking about, I have a positive attribute that women would like in a relationship.
It makes you a good candidate.
So what are you? Yeah. You're just bragging. You're not too good. You don't fuck so good that women can't wrap their head around trapping your cock long term. If you were actually this good at fucking, they would want to date you, and it would enhance everything. Like, look, I know I get pussy. It's not because I'm fucking handsome and svelte. You know what I mean?
Disagree.
Listen, I'm not a bad looking guy.
You're svelte, dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
You are
Yeah,
svelte.
thank you. Yeah.
Dude.
I'm ugly, but I'm svelte. You're right.
There's a story once you fuck Stav, man.
Now look, but
And
exactly.
you get drugs on your way out, I heard.
Listen, yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. I get the fuck because of
Your good
my
qualities.
personality's at 5 out of 5. Dick, we're talking, we're at 3. You know what I mean? Pussy eating, but let's bump that up. But anyway,
3-5.
yeah. But we all have a mix of stuff, and who you are, the collective of who you are is what people are attracted to.
And I think the collective of him is going
Exactly.
to be tough. He gives me,
you're just
like
annoying,
rich kid in small town vibe.
Yeah.
I fucked every girl.
And how
in
many
this
girls
town.
have you fucked for real?
Right. And dude, he's also talking like the way like a guy who's rich who's like, girls only like me for my money.
Of course.
This is not how this works, what he's saying.
Totally.
It's like, there's never been he's painting a picture where a girl's like, I guess I'll go home with this guy, and then she fucks him, and she's like, oh my God, that's not happening.
Either he has a lot of money, or he has a payment plan for like an ice bath.
yeah, absolutely.
One of the two
this guy
things
does
that's
cold
happening.
plunge. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, this is such bullshit. It sounds like when if somebody's like, my weakness is that I work too hard.
Exactly.
It's like a bullshit.
And listen, I know I have had the thought sometimes where I'm like, I do envy not funny guys, because sometimes, only for a brief moment, because if a dud makes a woman laugh, she wants to fuck him. You know what I mean? But like, I can make someone who hates me laugh. You know, and so there have been moments in my life where I'm like, I'd love to have that. There's no clearer sign that a woman's into you than if you're not funny and she's laughing at you. Yeah. And I don't get to know that because, you know, I'm generational talent over here. You know what I mean? So this is what this guy might be saying with his dick. It's like, you might have an above average dick, right? But there's no way you can, and even in those moments where I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to know, but like, I would never trade being funny to just know if a girl likes me. You would never trade having this mythical prick to just be like, well, if a girl was able to get over how bad I was at fucking, then I know she'd really love me.
Which is ridiculous.
That's crazy, dude. So anyway, we're not even going to finish this question because I actually hate him. And we're going to move on to the next one.
I had to check the zip code. I had to be like, where is this from?
Yeah.
It makes
Chicago.
no sense.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Is it?
It makes no sense whatsoever.
So yeah.
Incredibly stupid.
That pisses me. The guy pisses me off. And the fake humility, too, is the worst part. It's like, look, I swear, it's just such a problem for me.
I want kids.
Should I get laid all the time?
Yeah, I want kids. My dick's too good to have kids.
Dude.
Hi, Stav and guest. I have a question regarding relationship timelines on when it's right to think about moving in with someone. I've only been close to it once with a previous boyfriend, but that ended. And currently I'm dating someone I feel very confident about this relationship. He treats me so well, and we have such similarities in hobbies and things that we like, we don't like, and he comes from a good family, has a great job. I'm finishing up grad school right now, and I'm about to have an amazing job as well.
Nice.
And I just don't know how long I should wait until moving in together seems like a logical idea. I know that my roommate, who just recently moved in with her boyfriend now, they've been dating for like 5 years, but granted that was like a college relationship going into adulthood. And this is someone my current boyfriend I met in adulthood. So I'm like, okay, 5 years seems like a good, decent time, but I don't know if I'm rushing things. We've been dating for like a little over a year now. And I'm like, all right, should I wait one more year and then see how things progress? I feel like it's too early, but I just wanted to know your thoughts on overall a good time frame to move in. Thank you.
I'll defer to everybody else who's married, so I'll defer to you guys. I don't know. Do you have thoughts on this? I have general thoughts.
I mean, yeah, like whatever, if you think it's the right time, it's the right time. I mean, in theory, if we had to objectively be like, is a year long enough? Like, probably, yeah. And like, if you feel good about it, I don't think that there's any sort of arbitrary guidelines you need to adhere to. Like, it sounds like you guys are trending in a good direction. The good point about the adulthood thing,
yeah, absolutely,
you know what I mean? Definitely, like, you're more secure with who you are, type of thing. I don't see any reason why it would be a bad idea.
I just think jump right in. Why not? What do you got to lose? You'll find out real quick.
Yeah,
right. At least
just find out real fucking quick.
Yeah, that is true.
Don't waste the time anymore, especially if you feel like you're in that adult space.
I say wait.
I think one to me seems a little quick. But go ahead.
It sounds like they're like probably in their like mid-20s.
It'd be different if they were 30, right?
Yeah.
Like if they were 30. But like grad school to me is like, maybe 1 year's a little fast.
If you're 24, 25, 26 or something, like, just, you know, you want to. He knows you want to too, but...
Well, he may not. Who knows? I mean...
Maybe not.
It's not... A year, really... Let's also think about... Let's break it down, right? Because when you start dating someone, it's not like you see them every week, right? Like, or maybe you do. I don't know. Like, when you're... Maybe these people are different. They went on a date and they knew and they've been seeing each other, you know... couple times a week for a year. That's different than, because there's people that like you date for 3 months and you've gone on like 4 dates in those 3 months or something like that, right? So I guess that matters too. But anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should probably just wait another year, just hold it in, and figure out some other living arrangement. At the same time, like, if you really feel it strongly, you could bring it up to him, and I don't think that would necessarily like scare him off or anything if he doesn't want to. But make your intentions known or something. And worst case scenario, he could be like, I don't know if now's the right time, but yeah, a year just feels a little too short.
Yeah, and you were the king of like being like, I still want to be in a serious relationship and I want this, but I'm not ready for these milestones. Like, you were hilarious where I was like, I can't believe a woman is listening to Eldest be like, I'm in this for the long term, but I need a little more time. And it's like, for what, you fuck? But anyway, it's worked out for you now. I just got to hope one of my friends gets successful by accident so that I can have a job. And then we're waiting for that. But you were, to your credit, though, you would... It actually helped me because I'm definitely somebody who has anxiety about relationships. And I did, as much as I'm busting your balls about it, I respected that because I've definitely been in situations where I've dated someone and they want to like move it forward. And it's been a little soon for me, but I did like them. And I was like, hey, this doesn't mean I'm not into this relationship. It's just like, give me a little more time. I wish I had kind of had the, I'd been able to say that instead of just getting freaked the fuck out and damaging the relationship. So I do agree. Maybe you get one of those conversations. And also she's saying she's about to graduate. She's about to have a great job. It's not the worst thing in the world to be, you're going to have shit to worry about other than your relationship. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world to feel maybe a little more established in your career. Like, give it 6 months at this amazing new job. Make sure you really like it. And then,
a probation period.
Totally. And then who knows? Maybe you guys have 2 incomes. You get a sick place. That makes life easier. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, the caveat that I think we've all given is that like you're still old enough to know. I mean, you're in your mid-20s and you really click with someone. It's not like you're a fucking child bride. You know what's going on. You're ready. You're ready. You're not. Yeah, you're not. Totally. You're ready to go if you're feeling that way. And I think just having the conversation about your intentions and about getting more serious, I think that's a good first step, and feeling out his timeline. But if you're both clicking, not necessarily too early, but that's the hard thing with this stuff. I think as a hard and fast rule, I would say give it a little more time if you're in your early to mid-20s, but there's always exceptions, right?
And the other thing is, like, he's a young guy, right? And
I think they're about the same age.
Right?
He's already graduated.
Like
if his life is dope, adding you to it has to just make it doper. That's what I always tell my people that are like still single. Still like looking. It's like if it's bringing down your life, don't do it. Right. Like in any way, shape, or form.
I think that's true.
Adding to it, bro.
Well, dude, that was a big thing for me where I was like, I didn't even consider the fact that a relationship could improve your life, which is just tells you how fucked up all the everyone like, dude, everyone that I grew up with, their parents had bad relationships.
Yeah,
everybody. Like, there was not one good one where I was like, that's what I want. It literally didn't dawn on me. Like, my therapist was like, why don't, like, the rest of your life's pretty good. Are you interested in being in a relationship? And I was like, well, I'm fucking busy. Like, I got, and he was like, and I'm making, saying excuses. Like, if you were in a relationship with someone you loved, that would all become easier, right? And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa, that's crazy. So, if that's the case, you're good to go.
Totally. And I would say it's low risk too. Like, even if you were to move in together and it were to not work out, it wouldn't be because you moved in together, probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that was probably going to happen anyway.
And either way, you got to find that. You got to cross this bridge.
Yes.
There's like the relationship pyramid, and it's like, you guys are good enough for this. Like, find out how high you can climb.
Totally.
Good luck. Sounds good. Summer is a time of rejoicing and having fun, but it's also, unfortunately, the time of critters. You've seen the famous image of you're at a picnic in the summertime, and what's ruining it? Ants. They're drawn to your delicious treats. Maybe you've let a ice cream cone melt, and some bugs have found their way in your home. Fear not, for Pesty is here with do-it-yourself pest control. They give you the same products the pros use at a quarter of the mother effing cost. Their kit makes it so easy, it only takes a few minutes to apply. Other pest control companies charge over $800 per year, but with Pesty, you can get started at just $35 per treatment with a customized plan based on your location, bugs, and climate. We got one of them Pesty kits, so easy to use, so easy to get started. They got a little sprayer, mixing bag, pesticide gloves so you don't get it on your shit, and instructions you can complete in less than 10 minutes. I'm still asking for the anti-Albanian kit, but Eldest is still here no matter how much I spray him with. They'll get rid of what kind of bug you got, it'll get rid of it. We're talking gets rid of over 100 types of bugs, from spiders and ants to roaches and stink bugs. It's kid and pet friendly. Pesty offers a 100% bug-free guarantee or your freaking dollario's back. If the bugs don't go away, they'll give you a full refund. Now is the time to protect your home from bugs with Pesty. Go to pesty.com, pestie.com/Stavvy, Stavvy, for an extra 10% off your order. That's pestie.com/Stavvy for an extra 10% off.
Yo, Stav, first of all, love the show. Love watching it. So I got a question about the girl that I am about to propose to.
Ooh,
so I'm a divorced dad, early 30s, and
Already done it once.
I love her. She's amazing. But the only thing I have a small reservation about is I feel like she loves me, but I have 2 kids, 7 and 4. She doesn't always love coming around when the kids are there. And I'm like, all right, you want to be together, you want to get married, but you don't love coming around with the kids are there. I want you to be a part of her life. I want you to be their stepmom, maybe even a mom at some degree. So should I be concerned about this?
Yeah.
Should I say something? Should I just let it ride because really they're not her kids? Like,
Dude,
I don't know.
what?
Let me know what's cool. All right, peace.
This is absolutely a conversation you have to have. I mean, I know it sucks because it puts a damper on the romance, right? Like, I feel for this guy because it's like he probably is in a place where he's like, fuck, I love this woman. Everything's perfect. I don't want to have to sort of like stop the momentum of like, if I didn't have kids, this is a no-brainer. I'm gonna fucking whatever. But it's like you do have kids, and they're your priority, even more so than your new wife, right? Like, at least I hope so. That's how it should be. And it's kind of like having to like you just have to. You'd like it to be just a purely romantic moment, but even with proposing with someone, I do feel like you have to have like along the way. You're having conversations about your relationship and seeing if you guys are on the same page with your big values. You know what I mean? Like, all couples have to have that. Like, do we want kids? Do you want to? Like if you meet in New York, a lot of people move to New York, but then they want to move back home. Like, you have to have that conversation. Like, where do you want to live? Where do you see yourself? Just your general values. Do you align on religion? Do you like just this shit? And I don't know, maybe you guys did or didn't have these conversations, or at least you just kind of, it was just natural and you felt it out along the way just by getting to know and spending so much time together. But if this feels like a question mark to you, how she feels about, if you're like, she might be ambivalent about my children, like, you need an answer to that. You need an answer. You can't just be like, it can't be question mark.
I wish there was more example. I wish there was like how he was like, hey, come over this weekend. And she's like, you got the kids?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, yeah. And she's like, I'm good.
I see you Monday.
Yeah. Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
What time they get dropped off from school? What time? I don't know. I mean, I feel like guys that are dating with kids, anybody that's dating with kids should have like almost like a tag deer. You just like know going into it what you're doing.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just feels like something you can't leave up to chance.
Agreed.
This is something you have to have an explicit convo, and you would like for it to not need a convo. You'd like for her to be like, maybe she like buy them little toys and be happy to see them and not want to spend all her time with them, but when she sees them, she's a nice presence there, right? Like,
but we're putting this
ideally-
all on her. What if she shows up and the kids are like, "You're not my mom"?
True. Yeah. No,
fucking
you're
making
right.
her miserable,
And
dude.
but that's also a
There's
problem, right?
definitely
Like,
a problem there too.
Yeah.
so yeah, dude.
And I get that this conversation can be tough because there's a world where she'll be like, "What do you mean? I like them."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I still think you can work beyond that because you'd be like, all right, well, I feel like sometimes maybe there's hesitation or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, you just have to have this combo and then, make the point that you could see yourself being with her and just want to make sure and
Does the
talk
environment
it out,
change
work on it.
completely with the
Right,
kids there?
right.
Like, do you not like hug her or cuddle with her if
Right,
the kids are in the living room? Like, is
right.
it because that's the type of shit would make me stop showing up?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that's like, this is the kind of thing that has to grow. Like, I get not getting your kids. Like, if you're somebody who's dating with and you're a single parent or co-parenting or whatever, I think it makes sense to get to know the person first and decide whether they're eligible to meet your kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once they meet them, after that, and it's getting serious, you kind of want a relationship to form there. And if you feel like that hasn't happened at all and there's no even chance of that happening, that would scare me personally a little bit. Just
How can you even say you love her? Truly, she
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean-
love your.
I mean, it's your fucking
child,
kid,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, like
It's not your
I
fucking
can't love
dog.
somebody
Like,
that I'm
it's
like
like, yeah.
guessing if they like my kid.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Right.
totally.
Doesn't always love coming around. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little tough.
And maybe this and maybe he just really likes her, is really attracted to her. He's head over heels, but it's like, it seems like he does because the fact that he's even considering this.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even say. Did he say I'm thinking about proposing? Or he's like, I'm about to propose. I'm about to propose.
I'm about to propose. Dad,
Dude,
early
you can't
30s.
you can't have I wouldn't have even bought the ring if I don't know how she feels
Yeah.
about my kids. You know what I mean? Like, hey, real quick before
Yeah.
I got a question something to ask you, but you like my kids, right?
But also,
Just on a knee, about to open the
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
up. She's like, oh yeah, whatever.
All right.
you're dating me and my kids at this point.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I can't get engaged without my kids knowing how my kids feel about this. Like this
Totally.
guy needs to like reevaluate what he's putting in front of.
She might have good pussy to the guy who's talking about having two
Get
good
her
dick.
and the dick
good
guy.
dick guy,
Yeah. It's like maybe that's part of it. But I would also say something that would give me even a little more pause is that you should have some idea. Because let's say you have a conversation and it really clearly feels like a precursor to marriage. Who's to say she's not going to pretend she's into your kids just because she wants to get married, and then she might be kind of a shitty stepmom? Like, you should have from, like, show, don't tell. She should show how she feels about your kids. To me, the natural way she interacts with them is actually more important than the words she says when you directly ask her about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
you've convinced me. This guy should not get proposed.
I mean, yeah. Unless-
don't propose.
Unless he hasn't been clear and like maybe she's just prefers to go out, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. But yeah,
He keeps telling her it's his brother and sister.
yeah. So real quick,
Mama, I'm gonna come pick him up in a little bit.
yeah.
And these are young kids, you know what I mean? Like they can, without a doubt, it seems like they're an age where it might even be theoretically easier than if they were like 13. You know?
Yeah,
Totally.
no, it's definitely easier to
Which
get
is
a
helpful
7 and
in
4-year-old
theory.
to like you.
Get you on
It's
board.
not
Yeah, I
too
mean,
hard.
there's a kind of an age where it's like it doesn't matter anymore. Like if you have like fucking teenage kids, who really gives a fuck? You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
like that kind of sucks. And in a perfect world, you should, but ultimately they're about to be out of the house. This is
Right.
not that.
Totally.
This is not that. She's gonna be around for the rest of their childhood and early adulthood. So
This is more unique almost.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So good luck, man. Really think about it and kind of listen to what we said and
Talk to her. Yeah.
and be honest with yourself. Oh fuck, dude. Do I have to shit again?
Stavvy, LD. Sorry, I left a little bit of context out on the last call. Me and my girlfriend have been arguing about this hypothetical scenario for a little bit. We just recently became friends with this other couple. They are in a different tax bracket than us. We are still in school. They're a little bit further along in life. They definitely make a good living. The hypothetical is, if they offered to take us on a paid vacation that
Wait a
they
second.
paid for.
Hold on a second. You and your girlfriend have been arguing. You've made rich friends,
what it
and
sounds
you're
like.
arguing over whether you would accept a free paid vacation from them. Why the fuck is this even coming up?
I get it.
I get
really?
it. I
Yeah.
get this. Yeah,
Really?
dude, nothing's free.
I know, but like,
This is how you end up at the
in
Diddy
what
trial.
in what world does this? But does this even fucking happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Really?
It's,
Yeah.
And like suddenly you're in this like weird unbalanced relationship where you're like, you're the greatest and I'll do anything you want to try to make up for this, like
Really?
without
That's
actually saying
crazy.
it. And the other person just is like, starts being disrespectful to you and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Like it's a
Totally.
weird dynamic.
I guess I just never, like, the only people I've even considered is, like, if we went out, like, I even think, like, if we went to, like, Greece or whatever, and I got a place, I literally wouldn't charge you to fucking stay there, because it's like, who cares?
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
now
mean?
what you're doing in Greece, he's doing because
No,
you
but we're
planned-
I guess what I'm saying is I would only do it for my absolute best friends.
Right.
Where there's no question about this being reciprocal at all.
Right.
I would never do it for, like, if I was dating someone and we met a cool couple, I'd never be like, why don't I pay for your flight? Like, I don't like them that much.
There's
you know
a level
what I mean?
of wealth of that, though.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. That's
There's-
fair.
there's
You
a
know what?
little
Let's
more
try to get
context.
somebody
It
to take
depends on
you
the
on
friend,
vacation.
obviously.
Yeah, true.
Somebody bring Stav out on vacation.
Yeah.
He's down.
I guess let me not get ahead of myself. I'm just wondering what the fuck's going on. But go ahead, Eldest. Sorry.
Paid vacation that they paid for. I don't know if it's more rude to accept the offer or decline the offer, or if it's rude at all. Basically, the context that I left out is that they are definitely the type of couple, like the type of people to do this. They're very giving. They're very nice.
Okay.
They've also flirted with the idea of like us going on group vacations, and they know that we are not in the financial stage of our life to be able to do that. So I think that it's a very realistic conversation that we might have with them.
All right,
but
all right.
my girlfriend thinks that under no circumstance whatsoever would we accept that offer. She does not feel comfortable with other people paying for us when it's that large of an amount of money.
I kind of get where
And
she's coming from.
I do agree with her. Like, I don't like the idea of someone paying for like thousands of dollars for us. I think that it would be I think that I would initially say like, no, like we can't accept that. But on the flip side, I feel like it's a little rude to decline
It's not
an
rude.
offer like that.
With that.
If someone
not
is
rude at
like
all.
bringing you a gift and I just like, if someone brings you a gift and you decline the gift, it's kind of rude to
Not
do
the
something
same.
like that.
It's not.
I think that if they understand the financial implications, they know how much money it costs, but they don't care. Like, they know we can't pay for it. They just want us to come along with them and share the experience. Part of me feels like it's rude to say no. I don't like the idea of degrading the friendship to a monetary perspective, but I also don't like the idea of someone paying thousands of dollars for me. So I would love your perspective. I know you guys are well off. How would you feel if somebody said no if you offered them a vacation?
I'm just not offering anyone like this a
Thanks,
vacation.
guys.
Like, there's no world where I would. But you're right. There's like, again, if it's not my best friends in the world, where there's not, like, yeah, I fucking have money, so I get the people that knew me when I had nothing. I feel no problem giving them very generous gifts. But new people in my life, I don't do that. I just feel like it is weird because it does. There is a weird like money because I don't want to feel. You don't want them to feel like they're your little plaything for the fucking week.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like you're almost like you're like an emotional, like sex worker. It's like a friendship prostitute. You know what I mean?
There's also part of it where they don't look at money at all the way these two people look at money.
That's very possible.
Yes.
And it's a lot about experience, and it's all about, like, it has nothing to do with the cash or the money. It's just like time spent with people they want to be around.
And I agree with you, but I think you can't take that chance because I think most people with this level of wealth aren't like that. You know what I mean? Like,
It depends. It depends who they are, and also, first of all, it's not rude to decline. You
It's
can just be
definitely
honest,
not
be like,
rude.
I don't feel comfortable with this,
and
Like,
it's fun. I think it's
we can't contribute.
I think it's crazier to accept personally. I think if I didn't have the money and somebody asked me this, I think I would just. I agree with his girlfriend where it's like, and what you said earlier, nothing's free. Like nothing's really free.
You're going to have to do what they want to do. You're going to have to, and
that might be fine.
How much do you know about these people? Are they swingers?
Yeah, I mean,
there's
for real.
There's real chance to that.
The implication.
There's other things that I would have checked before I absolutely took that trip, but they don't. If they're offering that, it's either they don't look at money the same way you do, or there's something else that they're about to pull on.
It's like to them, it's like there is the possibility that to them it's just like buying a burger.
It's not a big deal. Yeah.
That it's like who cares?
Yeah. But even then, they don't. The person taking you on the trip doesn't. So I've been in this situation a lot of times. By the way,
she's been in this situation.
Oh, interesting.
I have. So the thing I find interesting is that the person being generous doesn't realize what might happen once they're not in a good mood, or the way that their mind might change. They don't realize that. So you're putting yourself in a position where it might become uncomfortable for you when they're in a bad mood, and like now you suddenly it's a little different. So like it's okay to initially push back, and a person who like understands that the dynamic is weird, there is the type of person who gets it and can put all of your fears to the side, and then there's a world where you could theoretically take the chance and you bring them a nice gift, you pay for dinner one of the nights, and in theory that can be fine, but it has to be the right person.
You really got to thread the needle on that.
But I'm even telling you, like buying the dinner can be a problem in those situations where they don't want you to spend the thing.
Or contributing the dinner is still way more money than you can contribute.
Yeah.
Which then you're like, I went on this great vacation, they paid for me, I felt like a loser, and I spent more money than I could.
Yeah.
And you lose in every category.
Well, it's like the talented Mr. Ripley. You know what I mean? Have you seen that movie where it's like,
yes,
where it's like, he's like, sometimes rich friends are awesome until they're in a bad mood,
right?
Or they just use you they see you as a plaything or something like that. And I do think there's definitely people with that kind of wealth that are nice, but I think more than often than not, they're fucking weird sociopaths. Like I just think, like statistically speaking, if you're like and again, I'm just saying I would never do it.
I had one where the guy invited me to go somewhere and he wouldn't invite my wife.
I mean, that's crazy.
And that's where I was
he was
just
trying
like,
to you.
He was okay. Dude,
not inviting your wife's insane.
And I asked.
And that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's like, I'm just saying, the more money people get, the fucking weirder they get, man. There's and selfish in ways they don't even realize. You know what I mean? If you're somebody who's had every need tended to them your whole life, you just don't. You're right. They don't even know that they're being weird.
Oh, but no can turn these people off completely.
Totally.
The rich people can never talk to them again.
But you know what? But if that's the case, you've dodged a huge bullet.
Yeah. Yes. And they're not going to. Like I would say
I don't
that
think so.
It would be obviously totally, but like the more likely situation is just be honest and don't be like a loser about it. Don't be like a moper. Be like, look, we don't feel comfortable accepting this trip, and like we're still students or whatever he said, like, and we're just like not in a place to go on a trip like that, as you know, and it's really generous of you to offer, but I don't think we feel comfortable accepting. Yeah. At that point, the guy might counter and say something that makes you feel comfortable.
And here's the other thing. Like, let's say I was in a situation like this for whatever. Let's say I found somebody new that I wanted to take on vacation platonically, right? And they were like, I'm not, the expensive thing is too crazy. What if you counter and you're like, well, how about I get a fucking house on the lake? It's like you drive up. Don't worry about, I'll pay for the Airbnb, right. Bring some hot dog. Like, if it's really about hanging out, you can have a great time, and like, we'll do something cheap where it's like, instead of it being a $10,000 gift, it's like, it's an $800 gift. And I'm going to by the way, I'm going to the fucking lake house anyway. You show up, you don't show up, bring some we'll grill or something like that. Maybe there is a middle ground there where it's like, if you really just want to spend time with each other, they would be willing to find something that's like kind of acceptable for you,
right.
You know?
But with G here, I think this isn't a very rare thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, and dude,
It's really not as rare as you think it is.
Interesting.
And there's a like movies about this. There's this movie with Bridget Bardot from the '60s where like Bridget Bardot and her, I think it's called Contempt. I don't remember specifically, but like
that's what I'm saying.
They invite the couple on vacation, and basically by the end of it, the dude hosting them ends up like banging the dude's wife.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. This is not good. Even if it's not rare, it's fucked up. That's my contention. You know what I mean? Like, it's out there because rich people, super rich people, are fucking freaks. That's why it's not rare, and they want to do fucking weird shit sometimes. Yeah. And that's why I think, like, I guess I haven't really experienced it, but I wouldn't. It's the funny thing to get rich after being poor your whole life. I don't have rich brain, but I just have money. And to me, I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I would never fucking do this.
Their heads are in the right place.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you have that instinct to begin with makes me think you could take this trip and get away with it.
His girlfriend's head is in the right place.
Which
He's like, come on, it's rude.
Yeah.
This guy's like, I'm trying to go to the Bahamas,
exactly.
you fucking bitch. If you gotta suck his dick once, what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? 10 minutes,
do it.
and then we're on the beach.
Yeah.
Some pina coladas.
You could probably get away with going on this trip and having it not be a big deal, but like, don't make a habit of it, because eventually the weird power balance is going to emerge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on. It's not rude. You're doing mental gymnastics because you want to go on the trip. Your girlfriend is the only one with her head straight, or with her head on straight, and she probably also knows that if somebody's, nothing's free, and if somebody's got to pay the piper, I think she knows who it is between the two of you.
It would be funny if they blow him, baby.
It would be funny if they get there and they just want to peg him, and he's like, "Fuck, I thought I was gonna fucking slut out my wife, but now I'm getting slutted out."
What the fuck?
He was like, "Well,
this sucks."
Slut out my wife is nuts.
I was recently seeing, there was just some clips about a pimp who was like, "If you want to pay me to fuck my bitch, that's okay with me." He was just like, it's $500. He said something. He was like, just at the end of the night, bring my horse back to my stable. It was fucking awesome. He's like, what the fuck would I? He's like, no, we're just on the bus shivering, but she's fine. He's like, and look, to each their own, I suppose. Yeah. All right, we got something fun for us to go out on here, Eldis?
Yeah. Stavvy, my boy. I'm a pothead. And I get high a lot. And when I get high, I look for that perfect munchie.
Okay. I don't know why.
But it seems like every time I fall flat. I can't
Why is he so breathy?
get to that point of munchie nirvana. I've tried the meatloaf. I've tried the bowl of cereal. I've tried the Taco Bell. I've even tried the homemade gnocchi.
What are you talking
with vodka sauce. I've tried the Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Nothing hits that spot that I'm looking for, and I'm getting irritated. And honestly, I can't afford to fuck up next time.
He's doing some kind of weird character.
You're high or drunk as fuck or whatever. It's 2 a.m.
I don't like.
What are you gonna choose?
You've got two that let slide this week that were bad. The guy who fucks too good, and this guy in his weird voice.
You gotta let all perspectives.
And by the way,
man.
I know what happened. I came in. You guys got here at 1. Elders was here at 12:55, fucking looking up calls. He's like, yeah, whatever. It's good enough. I hate this guy's voice, but I am willing to luckily, he is asking one of my favorite things to discuss, which is like perfect meals that hit the spot. I mean, he also listed a bizarre collection of things: meatloaf, bowl of cereal, Taco Bell, homemade gnocchi with vodka sauce, and Haagen-Dazs. It's like, I'm not a meatloaf guy, but with the exception of that, all of this should hit the spot. Right. I don't really know what the fuck the problem is here. I guess, there is a really nice thing when you're like getting fucked up, where you're not, at least for me, when my eating disorder, my food addiction gets so crazy that I don't even crave things anymore. I'm just eating to hurt myself. That sucks. But right before that, you have very specific cravings.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
And when you just wake up one day, you're like, I have to have Peruvian chicken and ribs and lo mein. You know what I mean? And you're just like, I have my marching orders for the day. You know what I mean? Like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. and I know it's going to make me so happy. And there's like, that does feel really good. So I don't know, you know, what do you want us to tell you? What you want to eat? Because I can tell you, you know, for me, it's not hard right now to nail munchies. You know what I mean? I'll fucking, you serve me anything delicious, I'm good to go. When I'm high as shit.
OCD medication or something. Like this is clearly just a weird thing like that. Because like these are clearly all his favorite foods. And if they're not hitting the spot, you're just like overthinking it, man. You like need medication.
Well, he might be where I was talking about, where it's like he's done having cravings and now he's just hurting himself with the food.
Tapped out.
You know, because I've definitely
that's like a time period, like a broad time period.
I think what happens is it starts. Yeah, for me anyway. Yes, what would happen is like you just start eating a little worse, you know, your regular food, and then you get a little, you know, maybe a side of fries, whatever. And then you're just like, all right, I don't care about what I'm eating anymore. Now I'm like, what do I really craving? You know, now we've taken, the guardrails are off. We can get anything we want. And there's a beautiful honeymoon period where you know exactly what you want to eat. And then you eat so much and you overeat and you get tired. The novelty's gone, but your brain still wants that itch scratched, like, and you'll just have dog shit. You'll just have shit that you know you don't want.
Eating shit you don't like, cinnamon candy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude,
just
like,
whatever's there. I remember I was like, I used to work at a community college. I remember I would get in line pissed off already about the sandwich I hadn't ordered yet, but I knew I was gonna eat it. There was no way I wasn't gonna get this shitty Italian sub, fries, and chicken tenders on my break. And I was just there like, fuck, this is gonna suck. And it's like I could have gone anywhere. I could have stopped, got in my car, and gone somewhere good. Totally. But it's just addiction. So maybe that's where you're at. I don't know. He didn't sound fat. He sounded like some weird guy doing a voice.
I mean, just pizza not even being on that list is crazy.
Agreed.
Because that's like the best.
Pizza's awesome. I mean, Taco Bell not hitting the spot isn't crazy to me. Like, you're high. I'm not mad. You can hand me a random bag of Taco Bell when I'm high as shit. I'll figure it out.
I would say that up until like a week ago, they started fucking serving chicken nuggets, bro.
See,
Taco Bell.
I'm interested in that.
That's like
that might get me back in. I need to know what Taco Bell's nuggets are like, brother. I need to know. It's like
when Sweet Green got French fries. I was like, this isn't healthy anymore. This is fucked. Yeah.
Well, I think they opened in Ohio for real, and then they were like, a month later, they're like, all right, we're adding fucking slushies and French fries. They literally added some Midwest locations. They had French fries the next month, dude.
Yeah. It's just chasing the dragon, dude.
You might just be chasing the dragon, in which case, get help for your eating disorder. And if not, it's like, dude, these should hit the spot. I don't know what to tell you. You have to just be more, and if you don't think you're overeating and in the throes of addiction, then I would say make this more of a treat.
Totally. Take a break from all this stuff.
Take a break from getting this high, and like only do it when you're like, oh, I really feel like getting Chinese. And like order the exact order, and don't try and do it every day, because that's what fucks it up. So yeah, that's our advice. I actually do have to shit, so that is the end of the program has ended. Man, I thought I was We'll see if it's solid, guys. We'll let you know. But guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely,
this was fun.
This was so fun
as always.
Watch Giulio. Watch your stuff. You guys are both on the road. Coming up, or we can.
When does this come out?
It's probably come out in July.
So yeah, I'm at Comedy Club at Duckworth, 17th to 19th in Charlotte, New York City, August 21st. NotJulio.com for tickets.
Hell yeah.
And I'm doing a run in September, starting September, and I will have those dates up shortly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
please come out. It'll
just
be fun.
send them to us. We'll put them up.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.